The upcoming Superman movie, directed by James Gunn and starring David Corenswet, is generating a lot of excitement. But in the meantime, Warner Bros. Discovery finds itself entangled in yet another legal battle over the rights to the character. This time, the lawsuit has been filed by the administrator of Joe Shuster's estate, one of Superman's original creators. The lawsuit, filed last Friday in a federal court in New York, argues that, under British law, Shuster's copyright should have reverted to his estate in 2017, 25 years after his passing. The estate accuses Warner Bros. Of profiting illegally from Superman outside the United States, particularly in the United Kingdom, Canada, and Australia, without paying the required royalties. These countries follow British copyright law, which differs from US copyright regulations. What does this mean for the new Superman movie? While legal disputes like this are common in Hollywood, a ruling in favor of Shuster's estate could complicate the international distribution of the new Superman movie, set to premiere in July. The estate's attorney, Mark Toberoff, emphasized that the goal is not to block the film's release, but to ensure that Shuster's heirs receive fair compensation for his contributions. Meanwhile, Warner Bros. Has stated that it fundamentally disagrees with the merits of the lawsuit and plans to vigorously defend its rights. The battle over Superman's rights. This lawsuit is just another chapter in a decades-long battle. Jerry Siegel and Joe Shuster created Superman in 1934, with his stories first published in 1938. Initially, the duo saw some financial success, but it was nowhere near the actual profits generated by the character. The situation worsened when Siegel was drafted to serve in World War II. During that time, National Comics, now DC Comics, used his idea to create Superboy without his permission. After the war, Siegel and Shuster sued the publisher in an attempt to reclaim the rights to both Superman and Superboy. They failed to regain control over Superman, but they did secure a financial settlement for Superboy. However, there was a major downside. They were fired from working on Superman stories, and in retaliation, National Comics erased their names from the comics. Starting with Action Comics number 119, all mentions of Siegel and Shuster were removed. This erasure lasted for decades and was only reversed in the late 20th century after intense public pressure and legal battles. Their credit was finally restored in Action Comics number 461 to 343 issues after it had been removed. A dispute similar to the Tolkien estate's legal battles. If this reminds you of the ongoing battles between J.R.R. Tolkien's heirs and the companies producing the Lord of the Rings adaptations, you're not alone. Just like Siegel and Shuster's descendants, the Tolkien family fiercely protects the author's legacy. However, a key difference is that within the Tolkien estate, there are internal disagreements. Younger members are more open to new adaptations, while older members are more conservative. This divide led to negotiations like the ones for the Rings of Power series, where the writers were granted access to certain parts of Tolkien's mythology, but not others. So, what now, Warner? In 2013, the U.S. Court of Appeals for the Ninth Circuit ruled that Siegel and Shuster's heirs could not reclaim Superman's rights under American law. However, this new 2025 lawsuit relies on British copyright law, arguing that Warner Bros. Has been infringing on the estate's rights by distributing Superman content in countries that follow that system. If the ruling favors Shuster's estate, Warner Bros. May have to renegotiate Superman's international distribution. However, high-profile productions often attract lawsuits like this. Marvel Studios, for instance, has faced multiple legal battles, including one from Scarlett Johansson against Disney over Black Widow's simultaneous theatrical and streaming release. Additionally, this isn't the first time Shuster's estate has sued Warner Bros. During the Man of Steel era in 2013, they made a similar attempt to reclaim rights to the character, but ultimately lost the case. In the end, while this lawsuit may create some hurdles, it's unlikely to prevent the new Superman movie from hitting theaters. These disputes are often resolved behind the scenes before they significantly impact the public. What do you think? Should Warner Brothers pay Siegel and Shuster's heirs, or should they simply follow the letter of the law? Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and if you love content about pop culture, movies, and everything related to this universe, make sure to subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, and hit the like button. That way, you won't miss any updates. See you in the next video.